Coming at you live from Skeleton City. Today's video is on, does rice or protein belong in tier 1 of the skeleton pyramid? Alright, so we got two questions today. Have you considered adding white rice to tier 1? And what about tier 1 plus lean protein and no starch at all? According to you, it belongs to tier 3, but wouldn't it be another tier 2 on its own? So both of these questions, one guy wants rice in tier 1, the other guy wants lean protein in tier 1. And the answer to both of you is both of those can belong in your tier 1. Because the skeleton pyramid, we made the skeleton pyramid based off how me and my wife lost all the weight. So that's basically our skeleton pyramid, but the skeleton pyramid doesn't exist. It's just like it's a construct. It's a figment of your imagination, or of our imagination. Like, you need to make your own skeleton pyramid, and all the tiers, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, whatever tiers we made, I think that's a good starting point for most people. But for some people, maybe they need, lean protein in their version of tier 1. Or maybe, like the other person said, they need white rice, or maybe they need potatoes, or whatever that may be. Maybe some people will be on my version of tier 1, fruit, juice, sugar, vegetables, and just simply they'll never lose weight. For whatever reason that may be, and they need to add in some other food, and that works for them. And that's the beauty of the skeleton pyramid is, like I've already said, it contains all of the foods. All the foods in the entire world, you can mix and match and put them in whichever tiers you want. You can make a tier 1.5 or a 2.7 or whatever tier you need to make sure you have good energy and the scale's dropping. Then that's the perfect tier for you, whatever tier number that may be. And you know how else the skeleton pyramid works great? It's not like you need to stay in one tier for X amount of days or weeks or months. You can mix and match these tiers daily if you really wanted to. Something me and my wife did at the beginning was like tier 1 for breakfast, tier 2 for lunch, and tier 3 for dinner. And that was a great weight loss strategy, and we lost a lot of weight eating that way. So mixing and matching tiers, maybe for some people, they need a little bit of tier 4 food. Maybe they need daily tier 4, a little bit of ice cream at the end of the night. Well, that's a tier 4 indulgence food. Maybe they go tier 1 for breakfast, tier 1 for lunch, and then tier 3 for dinner with a little tier 4 indulgence ice cream at the end or whatever. So like a tier 3.5. You got to work out which tiers are going to work well for you. And who cares what I say? That's what worked for me. And you can try that as well. But in the end, you're going to have to calibrate that to your own self and figure out, what foods work best for you. And if any of you haven't seen it yet, my wife and I made tier 1, 2, and 3. We made all the foods you can have in all of those tiers. So there's thousands and thousands of combinations you can mix and match all those different foods to create your own sort of food guide that's tailored specifically to you. And that's another thing, tier 3 is basically the 1990s low-fat diet. It's low-fat, and then the rest is carbohydrate and protein in whatever ratio is fit to you. It may as well be like your typical bodybuilder, chicken, rice, and broccoli, right? That's basically tier 3, chicken, rice, broccoli. But who's going to stay on tier 3 365 days out of the year? Like, who's actually going to do that? Nobody. You'd have to be an insane psycho to not have one tier 4 indulgence food out of 365 days. That's just simply not normal. That's not how normal people would eat. Normal people go to Disneyland for a week and they eat the churros and the turkey drumsticks or whatever greasy foods that Disneyland has to offer. Normal people go to Disneyland and they don't say, all I can eat is, low-fat foods for the entire time I'm on vacation. Like, that's fine. Some people will do that. Some people are very dedicated and they'll do that. But is that normal? Do normal people do that? That's like, honestly, little Billy would never do it. That's just simply not a normal way that people would eat. So when you come home from Disneyland and just did 7 days of tier 4, now you need to decide, what do you want to do? That's what tier 1's for. You hop into tier 1 and you feel like you're eating lots of food, but really you're just eating fruits and vegetables. So it's taking up more space in your stomach. You feel like you're eating more volume. Or you could just go on tier 3, but you're going to have a little bit less tier 3 than what you would normally eat, because you're going to have to eat less so you can burn off all the turkey drumsticks and the churros you ate at Disneyland. You know what I'm saying? So in the end, I think throwing in some tier 1 days, I don't really consider that like like a yo-yo diet, even though technically it is a yo-yo because you're going tier 4, tier 1, you know, but like tier 4 is for the special occasions. I think if you're strict chicken broccoli rice for, you know, eternity, you'll probably end up just cracking and then going on like a tier 4 like bender for like 3 months. So I think whenever you don't allow yourself to have some indulgence here and there, you know, I think that's going to be way worse in the long run. And I don't think there's anything wrong with throwing in some fruit and vegetable days to offset that. Sorry, kind of got off topic there. But yeah, in the end, as far as like which foods, does this food belong? Shouldn't this be in tier 1? Shouldn't this be in tier 2? It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not like a purity thing. Like, we're not playing the purity game. Like, I've been in tier 1 longer than you have. Like, it doesn't matter if you're in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. It's all just like an idea. All that matters at the end of the day, do you have good energy and is the scale dropping? If you can answer yes to both of those questions, then you're winning and none of it matters. My dumb little skeleton pyramid, it doesn't even matter. It means nothing as long as you have good energy and the scale's dropping. So yeah, thanks for the questions. Those are good questions. I hope I answered them for you guys. And until next time, my friends, stay bony.